Hello students, welcome to my channel Hans Commerce Tutorial for the lectures on commerce, accounts, finance and management. My suggestion to you, before watching the video, please go to the description below my video. You'll find a link there. Take a printout of the problems given in the link and keep it ready before watching the video so that you can be able to understand the problem, the solution and the explanation to get the maximum benefit from the lectures. Thank you. Hello students, we'll start the next session. 15th problem. Just now we have discussed A and B are two partners, capitals are given, and the partner share profits losses 3:2. On the above that, C was admitted as a partner on the condition that he would pay 20,000 capital. Goodwill was to be valued 3 years purchase of average profit of the last 4 years. So you can see here how we have calculated the goodwill. Calculation of the value of goodwill, average profit. Add up all the profits, divide by 4, you will get 12,000. Goodwill is equal to average profit, 12,000 into 3, 36,000. So goodwill of the complete firm is 36,000. Now old ratio of A and B is 3:2 and new ratio of A, B and C is 7:5:4. Whenever in the problem old ratio and new ratio both are given, we must calculate sacrificing ratio. So why we require sacrificing ratio? For the purpose of goodwill. Goodwill will be shared by old partners in sacrificing ratio if new ratio and old ratio both are given. Previous problem में नहीं करे, इसलिए नहीं करे कि new ratio नहीं दिया. If only old ratio is given, new ratio is not given, we distribute goodwill in old ratio. लेकिन अगर new ratio, old ratio दोनों भी दे दिया, so we have to calculate sacrificing ratio. So sacrificing ratio is equal to old ratio minus new ratio. So old ratio, what is the old ratio of A? 3/5. 3/5 is the old ratio. New ratio is 7/16. 7 plus 5 plus 4, 16. So 7/16 is the new ratio. Now 5 into 16 you'll get 20. LCM 20. 5 how many times cuts 80? 16 times. So 16 into 3, 48. 16 how many times cuts 80? 5 times. 5 into 7, 35. So 48 minus 35, 13/80. 13/80. B. The old ratio is 2/5. Old ratio is 2/5 minus new ratio is 5/16. 5/16. So LCM is 80. 5 how many times cuts 80? 16 times. 16 2s are 32. 16 how many times cuts 80? 5 times. 5 5s are 25. So 32 minus 25 you'll get 7. 7/8. 7/80, not 8. 13/80 divided 7/80. So the ratio will be 13:7. 13:7. This is called the sacrificing ratio. And this 13:7 sacrificing ratio will be used to distribute the goodwill. So we have calculated two: goodwill amount and sacrificing ratio. Take a pause and then copy it down. Case 2. Two cases are given. If goodwill is raised and written off, give journal entries, ledger account and balance sheet. So goodwill को raise कर रहे, write off कर रहे. Raise करने के टाइम पे goodwill account data. See here, case 1. If goodwill is raised and written off, journal entries. Goodwill account data 36,000 to A's capital to B's capital. In which ratio? Sacrificing ratio. Just now we have calculated. Being the goodwill raised and shared by old partners in sacrificing ratio. And it is written off. Raise करने के बाद write off कर दो बोल रहा हूँ. तो raise करने के टाइम पे it will be shared by old partners. Write off करने के टाइम पे it will be written off by all the partners, including the new partner. तो A's capital account data, B's capital account data, C's capital account data to goodwill 36,000. In what ratio? 7:5:4. So 7:5:4 it will become 15,750. 15,750, 11,250 and 9,000. That's all. Only two entries. In this problem we don't have any other adjustments, only adjustment regarding goodwill. So now we'll make the capital accounts and balance sheet. By balance brought down. Balance brought down will be there only for the old partners. Old partners are A and B. How much? 15,750. In the balance sheet it is given. No, balance sheet 25,000. 25,000 and 20,000. 25,000 and 20,000. We don't have any opening balance for C because C is a new partner. He brought cash. So by bank. C has brought. No, C has not brought by bank. How much capital he is bringing? It is given that he would pay 20,000 as capital. 20,000 capital he is bringing. That's all. Now, goodwill. Goodwill account debtor to A's capital to B's capital. So we credit by goodwill. A's capital is 23,400. B's capital is 12,600. C no goodwill for C. Because goodwill is raised and shared by the old partners. Now goodwill is written off. A's capital account debtor, B's capital account debtor, C's capital account debtor to goodwill. So debit side to goodwill. Here written off. A's capital 15,750. B's capital 11,250. C's capital 9,000. Now, find out the total on the credit side. Credit side total is 48,400. 48,400 minus 15,750. You will get 32,650. Similarly, 32,600. Out of 32,600 minus 11,250, it is 21,350. Here the total is 20,000. 20,000 minus 9,000, 11,000. That's all. It is asking you to make the journal entries ledger accounts. This is journal entry and this is ledger account. Now it is asking you to make the balance sheet. So we'll make the balance sheet. Old balance sheet. By seeing the old balance sheet, we can make the new balance sheet. Creditors. Same creditors, 20,000. Then we have capital accounts. A, B, C. Here we have 32,650, 21,350 and 11,000. That's it. Liability side completed. Now asset side it is given. Cash at bank. Before admission, the cash at bank given in the problem was 10,000. How much cash C is bringing? 20,000. Capital. The capital brought by C is 20,000. It will be 30,000. Then sundry assets 55,000. That's all. Balance sheet completed. Total is 85,000. Or case 1 completed. We have completed case 1. Now we'll come to case 2. If goodwill is brought in cash and withdrawn from business. Case 2. If goodwill is brought in cash and withdrawn. Now, first we are passing the journal entry when goodwill is brought in cash. See, we are doing the case 2. First of all, when goodwill is brought in cash, so partner C will bring cash only to his share of goodwill. The total goodwill of the firm is 36,000. But his share in the business is how much? What is the profit sharing ratio of C? 4/16. 4/16 is the share of C. So I will write down here total goodwill of firm is equal to 36,000. Share of C is equal to, what is the profit sharing ratio? 4/16. Therefore, goodwill to be brought by C is equal to 36,000 into 4/16 is equal to rupees 9,000. 36,000 into 4/16 is equal to 9,000. So goodwill brought by C is 9,000. उन्हें पूरा goodwill 36,000 नहीं लाएंगा, उन्हें अपना शेयर का लेकर आएगा, right? So entry will be bank account data to C's capital. Bank account data to C's capital. So how much capital he is bringing in? 20,000 plus 9,000, 29,000. Being the cash brought by new partner. Narration write down. Being the cash brought by new partner. Now second, C's capital account data to A's capital to B's capital. Now goodwill. In this 29,000, 9,000 rupees is the goodwill. 9,000 rupees is the goodwill. Now we are taking the goodwill amount from C's capital and distributing between A and B. In which ratio? Sacrificing ratio 7:3. Sacrificing ratio 13:7. Sorry, 13:7. Narration write down. Being the goodwill shared by old partners A and B in sacrificing ratio 13:7. It comes to 5,850. And next one is 3,150. Being the goodwill shared by old partners in sacrificing ratio. Now it is given that they are withdrawing goodwill. They are withdrawing goodwill. So A's capital account data, B's capital account data to bank. 9,000 रुपए जो गुडविल के आए थे वो गुडविल के पैसे ए और बी निकाल ले रहे. That's why their capital account should be debited. 5,850, 3,150. Being the goodwill withdrawn by the old partners. Being the goodwill withdrawn by old partners. That's all. Entries are over. Now we'll make the capital account. Capital account A, B, C. By balance brought down A and B. By bank 29,000 C. First entry bank account data to C's capital. Next entry is C's capital account data. तो C को डेबिट करेंगे to A's capital to B's capital. So C's capital account should be debited 5,850 and 3,150. It is given that C's capital should be debited by 9,000. तो C के कैपिटल को डेबिट करना है 9,000. तो ये डेबिट साइड है C का कैपिटल. इसका ऑपोजिट क्या है यहाँ पर? A's capital, B's capital. तो to A's capital to B's capital. And A's capital and B's capital should be credited. तो क्रेडिट साइड by C's capital Goodwill. तो A और B को कितना मिल रहा है? 5,850, 3,150. Entry passed. Now next one is A's capital account data, B's capital account data to bank. So here to bank. A's capital 5,850, 3,150. That's it. Now to balance carried down, balancing figure by balance brought down. Find out the total on the credit side. 30,850. 30,850 is the balance. Minus 5,850. 25,000. 25,000 is the balance. Similarly here 23,150. From 23,150 subtract 3,150, you will get 20,000. Here it is 29,000. So 29,000 minus 9,000, you will get 20,000. That's it. Capital accounts are prepared. Now we have to make the balance sheet. Balance sheet creditors will remain same. Now capitals will change. Now A's capital is 25,000, B's capital is 20,000, C's capital is 20,000. 60, 70, 80, 85,000. Similarly, cash at bank. In the beginning, we have 10,000. Beginning, 10,000. Plus, how much cash is debited? First of all, how much cash we got? 29,000. Out of 29,000, 9,000 cash are withdrawn. या बैंक को क्रेडिट करे 9,000. या बैंक को डेबिट करे 29,000. डेबिट करे तो बैंक बैलेंस बढ़ेगा, क्रेडिट करे तो कम होगा. तो 29,000 ऐड कर दिए, 9,000 माइनस कर दिए. So it will become 30,000. That's all. Balance sheet tallied. So we have completed problem number 15. Problem number 15. We have completed. Now 16th. 16th one. See the problem 16th. C and D carrying on business in partnership and sharing profits 5/8 and 3/8. 5/8, 3/8. Require a partner when their balance sheet stood as follows. Liability creditors 10,000, reserve fund 20,000. This reserve fund should be distributed by old partners in old ratio. Capital C, D, total 90,000. Cash, data, stock, investment, plant. they admit E into partnership, giving him 1/8 share on the following terms. नए पार्टनर को 1/8 देंगे. Stock to be depreciated by 20%. Entry will be revaluation account data to stock. Provision of 5% on debtors. Revaluation account data to provision for doubtful debts. And investments are to be brought in the new form at an agreed value of 6,000. The balance sheet value of investment is 7,600. So we have to bring down. So revaluation account data to investment account. Plant to be appreciated by 20%. Increase करना है तो plant account data to revaluation. E brings in 16,000 as his share of goodwill. 16,000 रुपए लेकर आओ. This 16,000 will be shared by old partners in old ratio. No sacrificing ratio. क्योंकि new ratio is not given in the problem. Then E brings in cash as capital equal to the extent of 1/8 of the combined capitals of their partners after the above adjustments. अब ये नया partner जो E है, he has to bring the capital which should be 1/8 of the combined capital of C and D after making the above adjustments. ये पूरे एडजस्टमेंट करने के बाद क्या क्या एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा? गुडविल का एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा, रिवैल्यूएशन का एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा, रिजर्व फंड. तो रिजर्व फंड, गुडविल, रिवैल्यूएशन. आफ्टर मेकिंग ऑल दीज एडजस्टमेंट वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट हाउ मच इज द बैलेंस ऑफ कैपिटल इन सी एंड डी. वो दोनों के कैपिटल को कंबाइन करके उसका 1/8 कैलकुलेट करेंगे एंड दैट मच कैपिटल शुड बी ब्रॉट बाय द न्यू पार्टनर ई. Then show the journal entries recording this transaction and draw out the balance sheet of the new firm and also state how the partners will share in profits of the new firm. Profit sharing ratio. ये तो लास्ट में बता देंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू पास द जर्नल एंट्रीज. तो राइट जर्नल एंट्रीज. First entry, revaluation. In one entry itself will take all the three assets. Revaluation account data to stock account to provision for doubtful debts to investments. Three assets we are decreasing. Stock 2,000, provision for doubtful debts 1,000, 4,600. We have decreased the three assets. Narration being the value of assets decreased. Being the value of assets decreased. Then second entry, plant account data to revaluation. Plant account data to revaluation 10,000. The value of plant has been increased. So plant account data to revaluation being the plant value increased. Then bank account data to cease capital to D's capital. How much goodwill he is bringing? 16,000. 16,000, 16,000 rupees goodwill he is bringing, and this should be divided by in old partners in the old ratio. 10,000, 6,000. What is the old profit sharing ratio? Old profit sharing ratio is 5/8, 3/8. So 16,000 into 5/8, 10,000. 16,000 into 3/8, 6,000. Being the goodwill shared by old partners in old ratio. Next one is reserve fund. Reserve fund account data to cease capital to D's capital. How much is the reserve fund given in the balance sheet? 20,000. This 20,000 should also be distributed in the old ratio 5 by 8, 3 by 8. So 20,000 into 5 by 8, 12,500. Being the reserve fund shared by old partners in old ratio. Now we have to find out the profit or loss on revaluation. We'll make a revaluation account to find out the profit or loss. Revaluation account data. Revaluation account is debited. So debit side to stock, to provision for doubtful debts, to investments. It is 2,000, 1,000 and 1,600. Here plant account data to revaluation. So by plant, it is 10,000. Now see here, credit side 10,000, debit side 4,600. So there is a revaluation profit. There is a revaluation profit. So entry will be revaluation account data to C's capital to D's capital. Revaluation account data to C's capital to D's capital. So how much is the profit? 10,000 minus 4,600. 10,000 minus 4,600, 5,400. So 5,400 is revaluation profit. It will be distributed in old ratio 5 by 8, 3 by 8. So 5,400 into 5 by 8, 3,375 and 2,025. Being the revaluation profit shared by old partners in old ratio. Being the revaluation profit shared by old partners in old ratio. Right? Now this will be transferred here to C's capital to D's capital. It is 3,375 and 2,025. This is the profit. The revaluation account is closed. Revaluation account closed. Now one last entry we have to pass regarding the capital brought by E. The capital brought by E. So entry will be bank account debtor to E's capital. Bank account debtor to E's capital. But this we can get only after preparing the capital accounts of C and D. C and D का कैपिटल अकाउंट मालूम करेंगे, उसका क्लोजिंग बैलेंस का कंबाइन कर देंगे, उसका 1/8 जो होगा that is the capital to be brought by C. First of all, I am rubbing this revaluation account, we don't require now.